And welcome back everyone to Mega Man 7. We are now going to begin with the Wily stages of the game, and they made a nice little change for the Wily stages this time. They're not marathons anymore, so yeah, I kinda like this thing, because now, every now and then when we finish the stages, we're gonna be sent back to the stage select in order to refill on everything that we ended up using during the stages. Like maybe you used too many E-tanks, go back and refill. You lost too many lives, go back and refill. I like this change, honestly. It's there just to give a little heads up to those that might have some difficulties with this type of game. And honestly, I welcome all of this stuff. And I welcome the fact that these little gacha moments, they gave us a little more leeway into understanding where they're gonna start. Yeah, the little spinning platforms they gave away the gimmick for this stage. There are these... the floor is basically gonna turn off the lights and leave the stage completely in the dark, so you have to be very careful about your footing and everywhere you're going to basically walk. Damn it, I can't get up there. Not that I need the extra life, but still. Yeah, you gotta recognize it by the fact that the floor, the gray floor on the floor. There. The point is, turning off the lights. Dark stage gimmick. I heard that these are basically felt like they're a tad too difficult, but honestly I don't really see it. The final boss is difficult. This section is a pain though, because once you land on the platforms, you're gonna be turning off the lights, and every now and then you see the platforms are gonna spin wildly out of control. And there are gonna be a couple of instances where, yeah, if you would think about having the super adapter here, I don't see how this section is gonna be doable without the super adapter, honestly. I will never do this game with base Mega Man. I know that this is basically the way to get some more challenge out of it, basically ignore the power-ups and get going, but still. Oh my god, I hate this part. This is the hardest part of the stage, because you have to basically plan yourself with every shot that you take. And now let's go inside to meet our first fight. You are far too weak, Mega Man. Wily may fear you, but I do not. And we got a first rematch with Base, and yeah, let's just go with the super adapter, because the tracking punch is gonna make this this first phase a cakewalk. As you can see, he loses a lot of health. Round 1 goes to you, Mega Man, but I'll be back. Yeah, go be back elsewhere. You freaking idiot. Yeah, Base is not that hard, at least in that section. Is really the only difference between the first time we fight him is that he now is going to use some charge shots, which are also very easy to avoid. So now let's leave room for the true first boss of this stage, a powered up version of Gutsman, and this guy can be quite annoying, because he's gonna charge up with those big boulders right in our faces, and then he has two attacks. Either he's gonna fall down a boulder that we're gonna need to jump and avoid, and it's much harder than it looks, or he's gonna charge at us and he's gonna throw us in the top of the... yeah, like that. And I died. I gotta assume whenever he's not going to throw the boulder at your face, the thing that you need to do is just keep shooting him to keep him at a distance and avoid his grab attack. But honestly, he is kind of a tricky boss fight, especially because he's the weak spot it's his head, but sometimes the hitbox is kind of tricky to get right, as you can see at times here. The best thing that you can do is keep an eye on your health bar and go. Do not hesitate to use your energy tanks at this point. The big rock can be jumped, but it's kind of a tricky timing. The worst part is trying to get a tell on this attack. When he doesn't jump, he's gonna charge at you, which that's basically the tell that you need to have in order to keep firing at him and keep him at a distance. But still, kudos for this fight. Can be kinda tricky, honestly. And with that, the first stage of Wily is gone. As always, there are 4 stages here. And now we're gonna move on directly into the next one. And another best part about this stage is all being segmented like this, is that you get a refill of your energy between every stage, which kind of makes the energy balancer a bit pointless, but at the same time it makes you able to just go ham with all the weapons that you want to use. But hey, it's something that I like this change, honestly. Not having these stages be marathons, giving you a breather every single time, getting you more chances to basically go ham with the weapons. They make the game easier, but at the same time, they also don't really ruin the enjoyment. They give you more chances to be creative with how you want to approach stuff. Because there's a thing that I have with Mega Man, as you can see, I don't really use the weapons all that much because I am really anxious about, okay, damn, maybe I'm gonna need this weapon later. Maybe I'm gonna need to hold on to this. So I basically go buster only for doing the stages. Ha! My wait is over. This time, the mighty Mega Man shall fall. Treble attack! Oh, now we're gonna see what the new form of bass is going to be. And he also has his super adapter here by fusing with bass with treble. Now, this fight can be tricky because he also has a punch attack that is gonna home in towards us, and that punch attack can do a fuckload of damage. The first time when I did this on practice mode, I died so many times against him. I was actually surprised that I managed to beat him at the first try. Why? Why can't I destroy him? Because you don't believe in the power of friendship, Base. Also, I kinda like that is supposed to be the that super adapter is supposed to be the augmentation that Wily gave him once he basically ransacked Light Slab, but yeah. We also have our super adapter, so he basically got nothing. And I hate this fucking section! Because of these... You have these jumping flea men all over the place, and you have the bouncing spring on the sides. That place can be freaking annoying, because you get bounced all over the damn place without any regard to safety. And even with a super adapter, it can be easy to just... It's hard to go all over the place and avoid the worst. And this is another section that I freaking despise with all these flamethrowers, which you cannot freeze, otherwise you're gonna block your way towards the top. Oh my god. You basically have to be very careful with your movements over here. The best thing about this is that all these flamethrowers have a telling to when they're gonna shoot. So it's not that annoying, but still can be rather tricky to maneuver around here. Oh, thank you for the energy. Come on, can you please wake up, you freaking... This is something that gets really annoying. They don't wake up when they are supposed to. They basically starve you with those wake-up calls. Yeah, this is another tricky section because the flamethrowers all basically awake at the worst possible freaking time. Like, I'm trying to get over here, but I basically took as much damage that I healed of the same amount of damage that I got. It's just awful. Yeah, now we got the second boss of the Wily stages, the Gameroid. Yeah, it's basically a giant reference to Gamera. When it goes with this piercing attack like a battery ram, you can very easily go under him. The slowest part about this boss is when he basically leaves down this contraption that basically spawns some mini version of himself. You can destroy them very easily by using the slash claw, but still can also be rather annoying, make the battle much longer than what it needs to be. Yeah, at the same time, it's not the worst. The number on the container basically determines the type of attack these turtles are going to use against you, but it's something that matters only if you're trying to go about this fight buster only, because those turtles can be deceptively tanky. So do not leave them on the screen too much. But if using the slash claw, that weapon is just so freaking powerful, it basically becomes a non-issue against those freaking turtles. At that point, it's just that the fight becomes a tad longer than it needs to. Yeah, I was hoping that I could get him in, without adding another rotation of these freaking things, but apparently that wasn't in the plan. Come on. Come on. Only one shot, can you please? Yes! It's over. So yeah, 2 bosses go. There's only 2 stages with Wily left, so I'm gonna call you in the... I'm gonna see you next time with Mega Man 7. I am Markus. Take care of yourself, everyone, and have a very nice day.